Hello, everyone. It's this guy, that guy, nation, and for another episode. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic, Anthony. It is time for this guy, that guy, nation. It's been another week, ready to get started. We have lots to talk about once again.
Yes,
So what do we got going on today?
Oh well, I did bring some stuff to have a small conversation with.
I guess we do have some props tonight.
Yeah, we do
have
have
props.
some props. So,
What do we got here?
I was invited to go camping a few weeks ago to go dove hunting, and we were out there and we all had some food at the campsite.
Yeah.
And well, we had some salsa.
Yeah.
It was lunchtime,
Okay.
and so these were sitting on the table at the campsite.
Yeah.
It was the guys drank coffee in the morning.
They drink coffee out of those
Yes,
little Yetis.
yes, these little yellies.
That's like a little tiny child's cup
Yeah,
in a tea party.
yeah. I think it's they filter it through a glass thing. They have these. They're like
fancy
serious coffee drinkers, I guess.
Oh, that's fancy stuff.
Maybe.
High
But
talker.
anyways, so it could be high talker stuff. You're correct. But that's not irrelevant. I'm not going to go off on a tangent on the coffee.
Okay.
But I'm going to go off a tangent because I put salsa in this
Yeah.
to get my chips and go like this.
Yeah.
And
In your teacup.
well, okay.
That's Robinette Blue.
So they, I don't want to say they took offense to it, but they were like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Eating chips with salsa."
Yeah.
And they said, "That's a coffee cup. That's not a bowl." I said, "I beg to differ. It's a bowl to me."
Okay.
Okay.
Bowl with a
They're
handle.
like, "No, it's not. That's not a bowl." And I said, "Well, it's a bowl." I said, "Okay, show me the classification of a bowl."
Yeah.
So here we go down the freaking rabbit hole, right?
So everybody had an opinion.
Everybody had an opinion, so I have this one that I have, and I carry this when I go camping in case someone breaks some chili out
Oh yeah.
with no beans. I will put my chili in this and eat chili out of this bowl.
Yeah.
And he says, "This is not a bowl, this is a cup." And just like he says, "This is a cup, not a bowl."
Okay.
And I said, "Okay." So I said, "Let me see here." So I go, "It's not for me to decide what I use it as. It has a classification."
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Can you tell me what makes this a cup and what makes this a bowl?"
And what was the
Well,
What was the
they
expert
went off and they were
conversation?
like, yada yada yada. Well, it has a handle. I said, "So there's no bowls in the world that have handles." And I said, "I'm gonna beg to differ with you. I think I bet you I can go find me a bowl that has a handle."
Yeah.
And I said, "Just like this one."
That's just a bigger cup.
And that's what they said. And I said, "Nah, it's not. This is a bowl to me."
Okay.
Okay, so it started a 30, 40-minute conversation that I was crazy because...
Well, of course.
And so to them, this is a bowl.
Okay. Well,
And
yeah, but it has no handle.
it has no handle. You're correct.
No, it
So
does not.
it doesn't travel well. It's not multi-purpose.
No, it's not. So I don't see many people drinking coffee out of that.
You don't, right? Okay, yeah, because of bowl.
'Cause you
But
have
yet, for a single serving of salsa,
Yeah.
for just moi,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to put salsa in this.
No.
I don't need this much.
We'll get a smaller bowl.
I did.
Okay, you could say it's a smaller bowl that's got a handle.
Okay, good.
I'll go with you on that.
I'm just,
I'm not even gonna
I
fight
just want to know who makes the rules. Who names it and says the rule says this is a cup of
Or a bowl.
espresso or a bowl. I think it's the person using it for whatever he's using it for makes it that classification.
But I think that just goes right back to your old saying, and we have this conversation many times. Who makes up words.
Yeah,
for
there you go. Thank you. Right?
You know, like the guy that came up with a screwdriver.
Okay.
Now who?
Gotcha.
Who said that?
Yes.
Or
Well,
a nail?
a screwdriver. Hold on. A screwdriver is almost self-explanatory. I get
But
that
it's
one.
not.
But hold on. Let's just go back to my
Does
original
it
position.
drive the screw in?
Yes.
It drives it in.
Yes.
Doesn't just screw it in?
No, it drives it.
Are you sure they're
takes
driving it?
Well, you
Well,
have
who made up the
force.
word drive?
No. Okay,
You're opening up a whole shit
I
ton of
know.
words.
Let's just. We'll close it here on this one. We'll move on because you have a lot to talk about. I know, but here it is. Who invented the word percolator?
Yeah.
Okay, there's the word. Okay,
Yeah.
so some guy was sitting around one day, and he says, percolate
Yeah.
is what you do when you pass water through coffee grounds through a filter into a
Cup of water.
cup,
Boiling
boiling
hot water in a
yes.
pot.
And he says that is what you call percolating. Okay, I want to know what that
Who came up with
Yes.
this creative idea?
Yeah, and why does that become the word? Because it's a very obscure word.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of them out there.
There is, you know.
There's just 100
There is.
thousands of these words
But,
that they
you
came
know,
up with.
So who gets to invent them, and then everybody has to use
It's
his
because
word.
it's all the people that came before us.
Well, I mean, people are making words nowadays.
So then I don't want to talk about the words that people make.
Yeah,
now.
they're dumb words. And
They are.
yes.
But did you think maybe the
You
poor
know.
sap that's sitting around on his log thinking about around a campfire, they thought percolating was kind of weird?
Well, I think the word's weird. I don't
But
think.
I think the
I don't
guy
think.
sitting around the campfire.
I don't think what he's doing is weird. I think, hey, that's a normal.
I think he's a
act,
weirdo.
You know.
I think he's strange.
Why?
I think because
He was
some-
He was
probably he's probably like an egghead.
He was camping.
He
No,
was
he
not
was
camping.
camping.
He was not. He was
Yes,
sitting in a room.
because they didn't own cars back then.
He
They
was
didn't-
sitting in a
They had a
room.
horse.
No, he was probably sitting in a room.
No,
with
no,
some
he
sort
wasn't.
of,
No.
of. He had a pen that was made out of a feather, and he was
No.
just sitting in
No.
this room, and he was contemplating life.
I
and
can't
he's
believe
making up words.
I can't believe that.
That's what
I'm telling you. I think and you said it. He was sitting on a log. He's not sitting on a log in his house. He's sitting on his log next to a creek, and he's freaking
I
fishing.
think you're giving him too much credit.
And
I think you're
then
giving him too
he
much
wanted
credit.
coffee that morning, and he started this process.
No,
Now,
I think that he came up with some other thing. It was probably because he had bubble gut,
Yes.
and he says, "I think I'm percolating. I better go hit the can."
I don't think so.
I think that's what it was. I mean, it's multi-purpose words.
It is not.
It is
It,
still.
it is very different. If you look up the word in the dictionary, it's very actually the word. The guy that named it, I did go look it up, and it was a form. It's percolating, but he was talking about the earth.
Oh, really?
Of how the levels of water, I think, goes through the dirt and it passes through things.
So that's another high talker thing.
It's yeah. I mean, so you're probably right. It was a scientist that named it, and then it was some jughead that said, "Well, it's the same process for coffee."
Absolutely, because those are our people.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm for my people.
Yeah, I got you. So
I'm all about my
So
people.
he stole the word and
course.
and said it's the same process for coffee.
It's the same people
but
that steal your elevator.
He could have named a new word for the coffee process. You know what I mean?
He could have. He
Yeah.
could have, but he was lazy.
Yes.
He didn't come up with the new
I
word.
got
He
it.
stole it.
Yes. So the
Just
coffee.
like the guy that steals the elevator
just-
and steals the thank you and steals the credit.
Yes.
These are
I
the
just-
people. These are your people.
Yes. See, I just hey, Jamie, go buy me a percolator so I can have coffee in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
That poor sap right there.
He has no idea.
Yeah, he's not paying attention, but
he
he's
doesn't
gonna
know
go to,
anyway.
He's gonna go to Wally World looking for a percolator,
It doesn't exist.
and it doesn't. You know what I mean? And they're gonna, he'll find some old guy. He'll say, "Go buy a Keurig."
Yeah, they'll just say that this is what it is.
Yes. We don't sell
Go to
percolator.
the camping.
We don't
go
tell-
to the camping side.
We
There's a
don't-
blue coffee
jug. It's like a little, like a canister
Yeah.
that has a little spout on it.
Yeah. And it's got all the guts inside.
Yes,
of it.
and you up and down, and so you're percolating your coffee.
Yeah. So that's what your buddies do there. They percolate the coffee at the.
Yeah, but they have this fancy jug that they bought. Here's a quote from what do you call this? I'm giving a shout out from Black Rifle. It's like a glass hourglass.
Yeah.
It has like a little wood handle that holds it in place, and it has like a teepee.
It looks like an hourglass.
Upside down, yeah. And then they put a little filter in there and put their fancy coffee in there, and then they go boil water somewhere else, and they come back and they pour it over nice and slow.
And they're all.
And then they break this stupid thing out. It's almost like they're freaking trying to test wine. With this stupid little cup that Yeti made.
Oh yeah, that's another Yeti product.
Yeah, it's another.
Is that a
Yeti
Ryan product? Did Ryan get those?
No. I bought these for my wife because a while back I bought my wife. My wife loves coffee, and so I bought her an espresso machine.
Oh, okay.
And so since we have a barista in the family, she would go down there and make an espresso for her. So I just wanted her to have the. That's why it's a girl color.
That's Robin Egg Blue.
This is not Robin Egg Blue. See, now you're creepy. This is Tiffany color.
Oh no, that's.
Here we go again.
That's Yeti Robin Egg Blue.
This is Tiffany.
No, Tiffany is different. Tiffany is a box.
It's a color too.
But it's the box.
They only have one color.
But it usually comes in a box.
Tiffany
comes in it's a box.
It is a box. But the
That's
color,
a totally different.
The color of the box is this.
That's a totally different blue.
This isn't blue.
No, it's Tiffany blue. It's different. You ask anybody, they're going to tell you.
You ask anybody.
You ask anyone.
Has anybody?
Tiffany blue. There's a difference between.
And I don't think they call it Tiffany blue. They just call it Tiffany.
Oh baby, it's Tiffany blue.
This is Tiffany.
Oh,
I've purchased enough Tiffany in my lifetime. I've been there a lot.
Well, you can't say that you got a lot of Tiffany when it was probably out of the back end of a white van.
No. I bought those, back in the day when my wife and I first got married. That's when Tiffany was really, really popular with those little bracelets.
Yeah, did it come in a box?
Absolutely.
Did it all come in a box?
When Ryan was born, I gave her a Tiffany gift.
But was it in a box?
Yes.
Was it blue?
Is this color?
No. Was it blue?
This color.
You're not answering my question.
I'm pointing to it.
No, it was called Tiffany blue.
This thing.
No, that's Robin Egg Blue.
And I actually bought Shannon a Tiffany pistol.
That's Tiffany blue. They have their own blue. I swear to you.
It's called Tiffany. I don't think there's any blue in it.
Oh, they do. They have.
This is not blue.
Oh, baby, they got.
You are becoming colorblind.
I'm just telling you.
And I'm just telling you.
Yeah. So
I'm drinking a
Modelo.
Yes. If you think this is blue, you are colorblind.
No, that's Robin Egg Blue. But
I thought Robin Egg Blue was sky blue.
Oh no, that's sky blue.
Oh, here we go.
Sky blue is sky blue. Robin Egg Blue is completely different.
Not what you said in episode 1.
No, Tiffany.
Please go watch episode 1 and watch this guy tell me sky blue is Robin Egg Blue.
Anybody out there,
and then
please
pop a picture.
Tiffany.
This is Tiffany.
It's its own color. Tiffany has its own color, its own blue. It's probably trademarked. If you look it up.
It is trademarked. Don't tell me you think this is purple.
Oh no, that's red.
Oh, thank God. Otherwise, you would be going straight from here to the Psycho Ward.
Yeah, this is Modelo Especial.
Especial.
Yeah, so I thought I'd better have one of these to calm me down because I knew that we were getting into some controversial crap here.
There you go.
When you started bringing out the props, I knew that we had some issues here today. So.
Well, it wasn't issues for you and I. It was issues with I had other people.
Yeah. So here we are together again.
Yes.
So I brought a brown paper bag.
A brown paper bag.
This is a brown paper bag.
That is, and you should be drinking your beer out of it. Fold the bag around it and keep it properly.
This is for a Mickey. This is for a 32.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they don't make. They don't make little brown paper bags, and I wasn't gonna make one for it.
Well, you gotta know how to do it.
I don't know how, and I didn't want to take the time.
Gotcha.
I was just lazy.
You're too much of a good citizen. You don't have any gangster in you.
Well, I just figured I didn't have anything to hide in front of everybody.
You don't.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
figured I'd do this.
I'm just checking.
So, you ain't gonna believe what I did over the weekend.
Well, let's hear this. This is we have lots of
Oh, yeah.
festivals and fairs
Oh, yeah.
around town.
So,
And
yeah,
I'm
this
sure
is
Joe
festival
went to
season.
one of them.
This is festival season.
This is festival season.
This is my wife's
going
favorite
down.
time of the year.
Yeah, it's almost every weekend.
Yeah.
We get a festival, a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these aren't just like backyard festivals.
Oh,
These
no.
are good quality
Yeah. These are-
neighborhood festivals.
Oh yeah, these are by far. I mean, when you talk Oktoberfest is
Yeah, you know.
they're big.
You're not talking 100, 200, 300 people each
No.
one of these. There's thousands.
There's
of people.
thousands of people.
You would think other places probably have to have a state fair to go to these like these.
Yeah.
These are just pop-ups around the town.
Yeah, this is, you know, when I was where I grew up, we never had stuff like this.
Yes.
So, and these are, you know, when we're talking a festival, we're talking, you know, there might be one, you know, over in this little community here, and 3 blocks away, they have a whole different festival.
Sure.
Then at 7 o'clock at night, there's another pop-up one for Oktoberfest where a bunch of local bars get together and they all hook up and chain gang together, and they go ahead and celebrate with, you know, seven to 800 of your closest friends.
Yes.
You know, at 7 o'clock. But you started festivaling, if that's a word, festivaling.
Yeah.
You started at
noon.
Yeah. Try like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so now you get out early because you're gonna buy stuff. They
Yeah.
have all the tents.
Oh,
they're,
my God.
They're buying. They're selling this wood product. They're
Yeah.
selling this cotton candy.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
Yeah, they got, you know, and you know damn well there's probably, you know, it's a generational thing. So they'll have all their kids, all their uncles and aunts and nephews, and they all have a tent. And they just shotgun blast all their art
Mm-hmm.
to all these festivals that are going on for that day.
They do.
So on Saturday we went to one of these festivals, but it was a jazz festival
Gotcha.
up north in Denton.
Yes.
So the university put it on. Awesome. They had 7 stages, all jazz music and all different kinds of instruments for playing jazz.
But you're in Denton.
But we were in Denton,
Yeah.
and we were in a park in Denton.
Yes.
And
So let's classify Denton. Unfortunately, I would like to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, Denton, for anybody that's from San Diego, you would know Denton as a hill crest.
yes,
Uh,
it would be a hill crest. It's
yeah.
very artsy,
Yes.
very musical.
Yes.
Very artsy. It's just you know, it's kind of a very eclectic.
Gotcha.
We'll say eclectic.
Yes.
So lots of different types of folks that are there, but the music was awesome. And
Yes.
but they had the festival there, so you go through and you start to people watch.
There you go. Yep. Here it comes.
Here
we go.
So you people watch it, and it's all free parking, which is awesome. It's free to get in. You know, they don't
Right.
screw you when you have, you know, $60 to get in,
Right.
like a lot of
And
other
then start
festivals.
buying beers. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? At
so
the
I mean,
beer
it wasn't,
stands.
it wasn't anything like that.
Yes.
So, and I was looking on the little ledger before I went in. You know, it said, hey, make sure you bring some cash because, you know, there's some vendors they don't take electronic payment. I said,
That's
okay.
correct.
So we got some cash and we went in there. But so we wandered around, and it's, you know, it's early in the day and it's hot. So as soon as I walked in, I found the.
It was in the high 80s, right?
But it was, you standing in the sun. It was
I
hot.
got you.
I was.
But you're in a grass field.
Oh, it's, yeah.
You're not in a parking lot.
No, it was
You're
not in a
grass
parking
field.
lot. It was out in the shaded trees and all
Yes,
that. So
there you
yeah,
go.
I carried my own chair, and we all
Right.
headed out. And
And I think you told me you bought the love seat.
I did. I brought
Yeah.
the love
You're
seat.
trying to have a nice little date night.
I did,
Okay.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I was
That
like,
works out.
you know, I was Rico Suave.
Happy-
So I was carrying the
happy
chair,
here.
and I carried the bag that had all of her crap in it to her office. So
Mm-hmm.
we trucked on through, and first thing I saw was beer tent.
The birthday.
So I said, I'm gonna go get me a beer.
Right.
So I walked up. I said, "Ma'am, would you like to have something too?" She says, "I'll wait before we sit down." I said, "All right, sounds good. I'm gonna get a beer." So I got an Oktoberfest beer of a local beer. So I just got that.
That was a tall boy. I think.
It was.
You sent me a picture of it.
Oh yeah, it was
Mhm.
tall. You know, because if I'm starting, I'm starting off right.
Right. Now this is 10 o'clock in the morning too, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So get started. So we wander through, and then we decide to go over to where all of the arts and crafts are
There we go.
that are for sale.
That's it.
And that's an adventure in its own.
It is.
So we're wandering down this trail, and there's people going left and right, and there's kids running around, and here's this guy, older guy, kind of looked like one of these guys, Ben and Jerry, you know, with the ice cream,
Sure.
kind of a hippie dude,
Mm-hmm.
got his tie-dye on and all this good stuff,
Living
and
the dream.
he's got a stick, and it's like a club, and on the end of this club, and the stick's maybe 2.5, 3 feet long, is this damn bird.
Yes.
It's this parrot.
Parrot.
It's huge.
One of those blue parrots.
Yeah.
One of those tropical blue parrots.
Yes, it was. And I, you know me, I had to stop and ask.
There you go.
I had to ask, and my wife's like,
Why do you have a bird?
she's like, don't go by that bird. I says, no, I need to find out what this. I says, sir, can I ask you some questions? He says, yeah, what? I says, how old is that bird? He says, that bird's 27 years old.
And hence why you don't buy a bird, people. This is the disclaimer on this thing. The bird will outlive you. Okay.
So that's what this guy said. He said, 27 years. I said, shit. So what happens if you die? He says, well, I have the bird as willed to someone else. And I said, well, let me ask you this. Does the bird like this person? You know, because it's not the bird's choice.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And he says, no, yeah, the bird likes him. I says, well, I hear that birds get depressed if their owner leaves them. He says, well, not only birds get depressed, but dogs do too, and cats do. And I said, oh, okay.
You should have said, I'm not talking about dog and cat. I'm talking about your damn bird.
I'm just curious to know about your bird.
Yeah.
I said, can your bird fly? And he says, no, he can't fly.
He clips the wings.
He says, that's what he told me. And I says, well, is that cruel?
He's protecting his investment. He's
Well,
probably paid $3,000.
I don't know. I don't know what he paid, but I says, is that cruel? And he says, well, do we not take care of dogs and cats so that they don't breed? He says, that's more cruel than me clipping the wings on this bird.
Oh, jeez.
I says, that's a little extreme.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, why do we got to go there?
Right?
You know, but right away, that's where this old timer goes. So he said, I said, will you mind if I get my picture with you? He says, I don't like my picture taken.
He's in the witness protection program.
I said, well, this reminds me of a time.
Yeah.
So I didn't push it though.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't push
that's
it.
like about 4 or 5 episodes back.
I
And you
didn't push
remember the picture situation.
Yeah, I didn't.
Thank
I
God.
didn't push it.
Yeah. Stop trying to take pictures of other people.
Well, I just asked him. I said, "Do you mind if I get a picture with your bird?" He says,
Yeah.
that's okay."
You take the bird, take a picture, not with me.
Yeah, but he says, "I don't want to be in your picture." I said, "Well, that's all right." So I said, "So what do I need to do? Does the bird jump on me?" He's like, "No, the bird's not going to jump on you." I said, "Well, how do I get?" He says, "Hold your hand out." So I hold out my hand. He says, "All right, now I want you to put her over your head." And the bird's up here. I says, "Is this bird going to poop on me?" He says, "No, bird's not going to poop on you." Not on my back. He says, "Not on your back." So I hold the bird, and Lisa takes the picture, and he takes the bird back. And I says, "Oh, that's nice." So he said to my wife, he says, "You want to get the bird?" Well, my wife shot the fuck out of there as fast as she could. She says, "Don't come anywhere near me near that bird."
Gotcha.
Because this bird is like the size of a small child.
Yes.
And I didn't realize how heavy the bird was until I had
Sure.
that limb in my hand.
Yeah.
So we hung out there and talked to the guy for a few minutes, and I asked him, how does he transport the bird? And he says, in a cage. And I says, well, is the cage got a seatbelt?
Oh, there we go.
Because
There we go.
Because I gotta ask.
Sure.
Well, they're driving on the road.
You gotta poke the bear, huh? You gotta bother this old man.
Yeah, I wanted. But he wanted to get going.
Right.
He was done. He got his picture.
Did you charge him a picture? $10?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh no, he didn't charge. But he was like, done. I got to move on. I got other people.
Yeah.
And I said, I got another question. So you don't seatbelt the bird in. So is the cage portable? Like you take it in and out of the back of your vehicle? What kind of car do you drive? He said, I don't want to tell you what kind of car I drive.
Gotcha. You get personal.
Well, I didn't think it's a big secret.
Well,
So I said, all right, so is it a hatchback? Is it a pickup truck? Is it a van? He says, asking simple questions. How big of a vehicle does it take to carry this
I
bird?
have taught you to mind your own business, and you're still not minding your own business.
I was asking some serious questions. So he finally gave up. He has a van. And not the kind that's down by the river. Okay? It's not one of those kinds. It's just a regular minivan. He says he's got a cage that he puts in it, and he does put a seatbelt on the cage. I said, okay, so I make sure it's safe.
Who are you, the police?
No, I just wanted to make sure the
You're
bird
the
was
seatbelt
safe.
police?
I just wanted to make sure this bird was safe.
No,
So-
that's about the damn
so-
bird.
He's all done talking, and I said, I got one more question. What color is the cage? Is it a brass cage? Is it a painted cage? Is it white? What color is the cage? And he says, why does that matter? And I said, well, I just wanted to know what kind of home he had. He says, well, he's got 3 homes. I says, 3 homes? He says, he's got his travel cage that doesn't come out. He's got his cage at home, which is like the size of one of their rooms. And he says in a bedroom, he says we got it built for him. And then when he's out in our living room or our area where we stay, he's got a little stand he sits on. And he says, no more questions. So this kid was wanting his picture taken. I says, hey, ask him if the bird can talk. You know? He says it's not that kind of bird. No more questions. Well, I was just curious, because is that the kind of bird that talks?
It is.
Well,
If you can train it,
no, he wanted nothing more to do
Yeah,
with
he was
it.
telling you. He was going to tell you to have that bird tell you to go fuck yourself.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
If the bird could actually say that, because I'm sure the bird probably could say some
Yeah.
bad words. But
Yes.
he wanted nothing more to do with me. So we moved on, and we kind of meandered around the rest of the festival. And by then I needed another drink, so we went and got that. So then we finally found a place where we wanted to sit. It was perfect shade, and there was a stage to your left and a stage to your right, and the
But
bathroom.
no stage in front of you.
What's that?
But no stage in front of you.
No,
Gotcha.
absolutely not. So then the restroom was just down, and it wasn't one of those things where you pile on. It was actually a flusher,
Gotcha.
and it was air conditioned,
Gotcha.
and it
It's
was
like a little
clean.
travel trailer.
Oh no, this was a building, and they had cleaning people right there.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're cleaning. Pew, 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 pew,
Was they
cleaning,
selling
cleaning.
cologne?
No, they didn't spray anything on you, but they were right there with their stuff. They were awesome.
Okay.
And then the beer tent was right there.
Good God. There you
And
go.
I'm like, and my wife said she wanted some wine, so I go over to get wine, and I meet this guy. Him and his wife. They're volunteers.
There you go.
So I had to ask,
Right.
how long you been volunteering here?
There we go.
And Lisa's like, just get the wine and let's move on.
Right.
I said, I gotta wait. It's not, my turn, but I may as well talk to the guy.
Sure.
He says, well, he's from Montana.
There we go.
I said, well, I was born in
I
Montana.
was born in Montana. So, I was born in the little hole on the creek. Where were you born at, buddy?
Well,
Here we go.
and the guy actually is not too far from where I was born. So we got to talking
Of
and
course.
visiting about all of that, and his wife.
And his wife's there.
And his wife was standing there, and just a nice couple.
Yep.
And so I said, this is the kind of beer that I want, and this is the wine that my wife likes. So we went off and we sat down, we enjoyed some music, and then it got to be time for another beer.
There you
So
go.
I went back and I saw my friend, my new friend,
Yeah.
and his wife.
There we go.
And we got to chatting again, and I said, where do you live? And he says, well, they live in Keller. And I said, well, I'll be damned. I says, we live in Keller.
Oh, jeez.
So we got to chatting where we live and he lives, and how many kids he has, and she was telling me that. And so I went back over and I was telling my wife, I said, hey, my other friend over there, and she's like, they're volunteering. I says, I understand that. I said, I just wanted to go check it out. So for a little while, she said, I'd like another glass of wine. I said, I'll go get up, because it's my wife's birthday, so I jump up and I go get the wine, go see my friends. And the guy says, my wife would like some wine. And he says, you know what, this round's on me.
Wow.
I said, oh, thank you very much.
You were at a festival and you got a free beer.
I got free beer,
Yeah,
I got
free
free wine.
Jeez.
Go back, we're hanging out there. I get up, get done, I gotta use the restroom. So I go out and I check out the restroom. Who do I meet? Standing in line in the restroom? My new friend.
Oh,
to
So
volunteer.
So now you guys are gonna piss together.
No, we're just because you couldn't. You had to do. There was 4 doors. You had to pick a door.
Gotcha.
When someone came out, you went in. So you didn't get to go in together because that'd be
Yeah, that. Thank God.
weird.
Thank God you recognize that.
I totally did. I got the hint on that. It'd be weird if we just both went in there because it's not right.
Yeah, we're not crossing swords or fucking streams.
So I drew the line there. So I visited with him for a little while longer. So I go back, and my wife said she'd like some more wine. So I said I'll go back up and see our friends. So I head back up there, and he says, well, go ahead. This round's on me. I said, oh, that's not necessary. I says, this is to raise money for music and that. He says, no. He says, I'm volunteering. He says, I've already paid. He says, I paid for you and your wife. It's your wife's birthday. That's on us. He says, you drink as much as you want as long as you're not driving. I said, I'm not driving. I got a driver. All right. So another beer. I go back and sit down.
So do you have the driver as the wine drinker?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Well,
I'm not even going to go there right now.
No.
It's just continue.
Well,
I
asked.
I got
He asked me
continue.
if I was driving.
Yes, you were correct in saying.
No,
you're
sir. I'm not driving. I have a driver.
You're right. Go ahead.
You want to go down that road? We
No,
can.
no.
All right. So we finished the evening off. The sun's starting to go down. It's getting late. I said we better head out.
Oh.
So we listened to a bunch more music, and we're heading out.
Yeah.
And we're going back, and I look off in the distance, and I see an individual, an older lady, well into her. She looked old.
Okay.
I mean, like Moses old.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's pretty old.
It's pretty old.
I don't remember how old Moses was, but he was old.
Moses was old. But
Yeah.
this soul had lime green shorts with a lime green tank top on.
Okay.
And in her body, the skin,
So she was at Woodstock.
I think so. The
Yeah.
skin on this poor soul was wrapped around the bones. There was no fat on this person.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay? And she had Birkenstocks on, so she was cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She had Birkenstocks with her white
Freaking
socks
Stupid shoes.
that had like the 1970s
Yeah.
white socks with the
Because you need to
red and blue bands around.
You don't need to describe it, sir.
Yeah, I had to because I'm trying to give you a visual.
When you said the shoe name, it gave the visual.
Okay, well, the best part about this thing, she was using a hula hoop.
Okay. A regular hula hoop.
A regular hula hoop,
Oh, yeah.
but she's got no waist because it's just a stick.
Yes.
But she was so fast moving in that circle, that hula hoop's just a jiggling.
I don't think a hula hoop jiggles, sir. I think it just spins.
Well, it was jiggling. It was doing its thing. But not only could she do that, she could take that thing and jump it like a jump rope.
Okay.
And it's spinning around there like that.
Uh-huh.
And I says, there is absolutely no way that this boy could do that. I would be out of breath
Who?
watching. Me. I could,
Why would you even think that?
because I was watching her and I'm thinking, look at her go.
Well, she's been doing it a while.
She's been doing it a long time.
How since she was 6? You know, the hula hoop's been
She
around.
probably invented the hula hoop, but my
It-
God.
The hula hoop's been around a while.
Well, this woman's been around a long time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This lady was out. She's been around forever.
Yeah.
But we were diverted from me going over and talking to her.
Thank God.
My wife thought that would be best if we just kept going. Because
I
I really wanted to go talk to her.
I honestly want to say that that's probably the best decision your wife ever made. I'm normally for you talking to people sometimes, but this was definitely not one of those.
Well, she was right over there, and I was headed that way, and then,
Yeah.
we got kind of sidetracked. And
Okay.
so now we're going to go over here.
Yeah.
But,
And you're still
I would-
carrying a love seat, right?
oh, yeah, I got
Okay,
that. But
gotcha.
I just thought, oh, my God. I mean, how flexible and dynamic this human being. And she was going along with the beat of the music and everything. It's like, it was amazing. It was absolutely
Well, I'm
amazing.
glad you were impressed because you sound like you were very impressed.
I was. It was
by
bananas.
this situation.
If you were there and I pointed this out to you, you'd be like, damn. I said, we need to go get her and
No.
those are the types of people you want to go have lunch with.
Absolutely not.
You need to have a meal with
I
a
wouldn't-
person like that.
I wouldn't share one French fry sitting across from her.
Oh my God. You would be, maybe she's really wise.
No, I don't care.
You don't know what you're missing.
Oh, I do. Oh, you are wrong, sir. I know.
Okay, well.
You know,
So that was my experience at the festival.
that's all you got. The festival's over now. Now you're going home.
We went home.
Oh, jeez.
It was all over.
Well, that was simple. Whoop. You talked to 2 people.
Oh, I talked to a lot of people, but they were the most interesting ones.
Oh, that's just those 2.
Well, you got 3. I got the guy with the bird, and I got the 4
Oh,
actually.
you
I got
got-
a couple.
You got the guy with the bird. You
The
had
couple,
the,
and
you had
then
the
we got
beer
the-
servers.
Yeah.
And then you watched the old lady hula hoop.
Yeah, well, I talked to the ladies that were cleaning the restrooms. I asked them how long they've been doing that.
Okay, yeah.
And they're on a circuit, a
Sure.
festival circuit. They do
Yes.
this.
Okay.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't either.
Thought I'd share that with you. There is a festival circus that people do things. So that's part of this
Yeah.
group.
Sure.
So my wife, a number of years ago on her birthday,
She tried to join it and they kicked
no,
her out.
at an Oktoberfest, we bought a watch, as a wooden watch.
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
There's a wooden watch. It's
A pocket watch?
well, it goes on your wrist.
I didn't know wood bended like that.
You know, they carved it to make it for a watch.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then inside the face, it had real flowers.
Okay.
And we thought the company was gone. Because
Out of
this is
business.
yeah, we thought they were gone. This was pre-COVID. So, and we bought this at an October festival, a few years ago, pre-COVID. So
I don't think that's a time frame. You can go ahead and just skip and just say,
before COVID happened.
you can just go ahead and say pre-2020. I don't want to lend information out like that. You know what I mean? And
Why does that offend you?
I don't know if it offends me. I just don't want to mislead people on stuff. And
I'm not misleading anyone. It was before COVID happened. It was
that
4 or 5
means you're
years ago.
that means you're in recognition of something. You know what I mean?
It's before the world shut down. Before shit hit the fan. Before
Okay,
everything was.
you can use that. Let's not use the.
Okay, so before the world shit hit the fan and it closed down,
yes,
I bought my wife this wooden watch.
there you go. Perfect. Now,
Okay.
there you go.
So we're wandering through this festival, and lo and behold, there's a tent, and the same people are selling the same watches.
And obviously they're 4 years older.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, I didn't think you guys survived. You know, before the world came to an end.
Well, now he has all the inventory. He had nothing to do.
Well, he did a lot of whittling.
He had to whittle his freaking more
Well,
watches.
he's expanded.
Oh.
He does glasses, sunglasses. He whittles sunglasses.
Out of an oak tree. I really.
They are.
Did you buy them?
No, I didn't buy those.
Well, you should have bought them for the show. At least to show the people.
No, I thought that was.
The people would like to see this.
Well, they were all.
Well, at least
well,
bring the watch one time. The people might want to see a wood watch.
it was awesome. So we got to talking to him, and of course he's trying to sell us one, and I said, no, we already have one of these, and he's like, what do you mean? I says, yeah, I bought one before the world came to an end.
There you go.
He's like, oh, and I says, you used to have a store at the Galleria. It's like
He had a brick and mortar.
yeah,
Oh my god! A guy that's whittling shit out of
Yeah.
fucking an oak tree.
yeah.
He had a brick and mortar.
Yeah, and you know what? At the Galleria. In Dallas, that's high end.
That's high end.
That's high end. But when the end of the world came,
Yeah,
that was the end of his store.
sure.
He says we had to leave the store.
So he's trying to get back there.
No, he's not, because he said, you know, malls are out.
Oh,
He said malls are out. People aren't going to malls anymore. He says that's kind of a thing of the past. He says a lot of his stuff now are repeat customers or festivals.
I can see the watch is breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't,
Oh no,
you lube them up and
these things are they're beautiful, well made, very well made, and
you know,
yeah,
you
real.
You get
flower
a
petals and stuff.
watch that has a knot hole in it. Maybe it's going to freaking crack on you.
No,
Yeah.
it's pretty nice. And there's a nice warranty on them. So
What is it? A tail light warranty? As long as you can see his tail lights?
yeah, it is. No, they've been really good. I didn't think they were around anymore, but lo and behold, there they were. And I said, well, you've expanded now. You got sunglasses. I said, I never seen wooden sunglasses before. Oh yeah, their frames are all.
Is he making teeth?
Well, I never asked him that. I should have.
You know, isn't that what George Washington had?
Yes, he did. He had wooden teeth. Holy shit. So tell me a little bit about your past weekend. What'd you do? I told you about what I did.
Oh, well, this past week, I don't think I did anything. We had baseball, right?
Yeah, we had baseball.
We had baseball. The kids did good this past weekend.
Yeah. See, that was my
Sunday.
Saturday.
That was your Saturday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah,
we just
Sunday
had
was baseball.
Sunday.
So Sunday they played a bunch of 17-year-olds, right?
Yeah, they played.
And our boys are 14 and 15.
Yeah, so they got beat up by a bunch of
they got beat up, but they competed at least,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And scored a run here and there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they showed up.
yeah. But we didn't have game on Saturday. Saturday was the Texas A&M game.
Yeah, how'd you do? Did you get out there and play? You know,
No. I asked our buddy,
Yeah,
were we going to be playing? And he said, we are going to play and we are going to win. I said, okay. And he was right. Texas A&M just whooped up on that team. It was a great game. I was watching the majority of it.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. But then I wanted, then baseball came on, so I needed to switch to baseball.
Of course, because you're Padres.
The playoffs are in full effect, the Padres, so I started watching that.
Yeah, how are your Padres doing?
They're doing good, real good right now. We're 1-1 in that 5-game series, and we're playing tonight, and we're at home for the next 2 games.
Oh, that'll be good.
The last game on Sunday was very exciting. Very exciting. The Padres were doing very well, and lo and behold, those lousy freaking Dodger fans
Sort of whipping bottles.
started throwing shit on the field and acting their age.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. And then I actually told my son, I says, man, wouldn't it be great if the Padres came with the bat right now and they hit a home run? Because if they hit a home run after all that happened, it will send all those nutbags home.
Yeah.
They'll just leave. That's the kind of fans they are. They'll just leave, right? And lo and behold, the good Lord blessed us. The freaking ball was knocked out of the park. It became a souvenir, and that freaking stadium couldn't empty fast enough. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, wasn't there a controversial play with Profar?
Yeah, well, it wasn't as controversial as everybody thought it was when we were watching our kids play baseball. He had jumped in the fans and he caught the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he caught it. It wasn't the thing.
It was out.
The fans were trying to pull it out of his glove.
Oh, they're trying to rob it.
But he had caught it and they had recognized it.
But they were trying to steal it.
They didn't. The batter, which was Mookie Betts, he's actually a very good guy. I'll tell you a story about him. But he thought it was a home run. He thought Profar missed it. And Profar didn't come up like and showing it off.
Yeah.
He waited a second. So I think Mookie got all the way to the second base and he showed it to him.
Oh.
He did one of those.
So
So it wasn't a home run. It was a robbed home run.
Oh, good.
But very nice.
Yeah, I like Mookie. I like.
It's hard for me to like any.
act.
You know what? It's hard for me to like any Dodger player. You know what I mean? Just because I'm born and raised.
Freddie Freeman. Freddie's like.
I loved Freeman on the Braves, but with the Dodgers, it's just because it's in the blood of being a San Diego boy. You hate the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
So you don't learn anything different.
Yeah.
And Mookie, I guess Mookie has a podcast too. I'll give him some props or whatever.
Yeah.
So he has a podcast, and when the Padres turned that triple play to end that to essentially seal their fate to go to the playoffs, it was the last out of the game, and the Padres turned a triple play, and they won the game because of it, and that meant they got a seat at the playoffs.
Okay.
So Mookie the next morning had Tatis Jr. on his podcast, and he was so gracious about it. He was like, "So, tell me what the feeling was like when you're out, because you're out in the right field, and this ball has a hard smash to Manny, and he steps out third, throws to the second, and they throw to the second and first, and they turn to a play with all those runners on base." He says, and that ends the game, and you guys go to the playoffs because of it. He goes, "You beat us because of that." And it was neat to see that side of him.
Yep.
You know, at the end of the day, it is truly a game.
Yep.
You know, we get more worked up probably than they do, but it was really nice to see us. I had to start liking Mookie again. I'm a Mookie fan.
Oh my God!
I just,
You're soft.
you know, I hope he does horrible against us. He can play amazing against anybody else. But I also don't want him to have a bad career either. So I'm wishing him all the well best. But I want my Padres to move on, not his team. They have Freddie Freeman. I mean, and they have Shohei, which is probably the greatest baseball player right now in baseball, and will probably be the greatest baseball player of the modern day era that we will see.
Yeah, because look at him. Look at his. He's got ice in his veins.
Yes.
He smiles.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
You strike him out, he smiles, walks away.
Yeah.
He does not express his emotions. He doesn't like try to argue with umpires. He just walks away and says, "I'll be back, don't worry. I understand the math of baseball. 3 out of 10 is great," you know what I mean, and so on and so on. I mean, before the playoffs started, they asked him if he's nervous. He says, "Nope.
Nothing to be nervous about."
Nothing to be nervous about. Yeah, so, you know, and a lot of people going to the playoffs for the first time would be nervous, I think. I think I'm more nervous for my Padres than my Padres are nervous. I don't know.
He's a class act. I mean, that's nice to see that.
It is.
You know, it's good to see you, Darvis, out there.
Oh, it's amazing to see you. Love you.
He's grown a lot.
He's old. You know, on Fox they have, what do they have? They have Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, and they have Big Papi, right? And they were talking 2 nights ago about you when he pitched, right? And all 3 of those players talked about how they did when he pitched against them as individuals. Yeah. And I'm like, here you guys are retired, and you's out there still freaking pitching. He's still throwing. The guy doesn't want to give up. I mean, and he's still doing good.
Yeah,
so
as he should, and he should hang in there as long as he can.
He should, absolutely.
All right. Well, I see Jamie over there telling us to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, baby.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys watching. Please share it.
Yep. If you have anything you want to comment on about Tiffany Blue, I know it's a blue. This cat over here is all messed up. And I have one more thing to say about that. Just like it, subscribe to it, let us know how we're doing. We want to hear from you. Good night.
Good night.